Shalom Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Kakadash, the born of the apostles, and also Millstone for teaching His truth. Peace and blessings to hope like Israel and Shalom. Yahweh is the name of the Heavenly Nation Hebrew, but Hashem means the name, and Yahushai is the name of the only begotten Son. Bible lesson, and today going to go into the terror of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. See, recently dealing with those earthquakes that took place over there in Syria, in Turkey, and as well as in many other locations. But specifically dealing with what happened over there in those two locations, and just the amount of judgment and deaths that the Lord brought out upon that place, man. Because that was Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai's doing. You know, last time I made a lesson going into this, it was over around 3,600 deaths, and now it jumped up to 20,000, man. That was the work and the orchestration of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai. Because a lot of people still have this misconception that the Lord is all loving, all hugs and kisses. You know, when the scriptures go into how Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is the one doing all these things, causing all this judgment, this death that you are seeing. You know, the Lord is the one that caused those earthquakes, caused those houses to cave in, you know, when people were sleeping. You know? All those buildings that you see many videos, man, coming out of just all those buildings collapsing, man, like nothing. Turned to rubble, man, dust. That was Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. That was the work of the Lord, man, which I'm about to go into mainly, touch on the topic. This is a judgment from the Lord, man. Why we are to fear Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. Because though the Lord did this, to these heathen nations, which is great, but, we are also to, basically remind ourselves, that could be us right there, man. That keeps us in check, man. That continues to fuel that fear that we have for the Lord, man. Which is why the scriptures go into the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. I'm paraphrasing. You need to fear Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. And guess what? The world is without the fear of the Lord. And you're going to learn the hard way to fear Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. You see all this judgment, these plagues, these peasants, everything that the Lord is doing to this place. This is man. It just gets me angry, man. Because Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is the one, bringing all this storms, earthquakes, deaths that you are seeing. Once in the work of the Lord. Now, let's jump to this article just to go a little bit more into what happened over there. Because I made like a lesson, like probably 2 or 3 days ago, touching on it, like right when it happened. But now it says over 20,000 dead from Turkey, Syria earthquakes. And last time I went into it, there was over a lot of earthquakes that took place pretty much nearly at the same time, everywhere, man. Over here in America, and I believe in Buffalo, I believe New York, if I'm correct, and a few other locations. But this is where hit the heaviest, man, right here. Over 20,000 dead. It was over 3,600 last time I checked in on this thing, man. And our brother Matzakba, made a lesson himself, I believe yesterday, which was 12,000 deaths. So hey, it's only going to continue to rise, man, as more bodies continue to be found, more people are, being labeled as missing. Listen, this is the work of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. The Lord will tear you up, man. And a lot of people are learning the hard way, once again, to fear the Lord. That's why scripture going to even 2nd Ezra. You're learning death by pain, paraphrasing. But the main point, I don't want to sound like a broken record, repeating certain things, but you got to push that point across, man. Because a lot of people still have this misconception of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. Thinking that the Lord is just all love, all hugs and kisses. Hey, this is the work and the orchestration of the Lord once again, man. We're about to, get into the description and prove it. But now it says more than 20,000 people have lost their lives and almost 80,000 have been injured. Over 80,000, man. This was the Lord doing. That's why I have the title, The Terror of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. We are to fear the Lord, man. You do not want to be on the receiving end of the judgment and things that the Lord is about to bring upon this place, man. You do not want that smoke. Now it says have been injured from the series of catastrophic earthquakes that struck southern Turkey and northern Syria beginning on Monday. According to the latest official figures, meanwhile, 10 of thousands have been left homeless in the winter cold. In the cold, man. Your Lord did this in the cold. People are left without homes. Buildings collapsing everywhere in the streets and the roads. And people are still being found, man. Corpses. Once again, the judgment of Yahweh Bashim Al Shai. This is from the Lord. On Thursday evening, the Turkish health ministry updated the death toll to 17,000, with 71,000 people with documented injuries from the quakes. Man. Hey, if this does not make you fear Yahweh Bashim Al Shai, hey, there's a problem, and there is a serious problem, man. Because, hey, if those that don't fear the Lord, you're going to learn the hard way, man. And you do not want that, man. The Lord will tear your ass up, man. Syrian authorities put the number of dead at 1,347, while the Western-backed rebels claimed almost 1,800 more and territories under their control. But now it says a 7.7 magnitude quake struck Turkey's Kahramanmaraş, if I said that correctly, province in early hours of Monday. The two strongest aftershocks in Gaziantep province came in at magnitudes of 6.4 and 6.5 respectively. As the survivors are struggling with the lack of shelter in the bitter winter temperatures, and some have reportedly asked the Turkish government to evacuate them elsewhere. And man, the Lord is cold, man. Yo, this in their sleep, buildings collapsing. As well as once again, in the cold, people are left without homes, man. Especially in this cold, it's not possible to live here. Ahmet Tokaz, a resident of Antakya in the Hatay province, told AP people are warming up around campfires, but campfires can only warm you up so much. If people haven't died from being struck or slightly stuck under the rubble, they'll die from the cold. And you still have people being found under the rubble, man. Corpses being brought out. People left without homes. Look at this. Having no place to go back to, man. But now, let's dive into scriptures to once again go to show how this is the work of the Lord. Now, it's Hebrews 10 and 31. Now, it says it's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living God. You do not want to mess with Yahweh Bashim Al Shai. One more time, it is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living God. And we're saying those of our people that want to continue to play around, lollygag, and not take these warnings serious, especially with everything that you see going on around you, dealing with all these plagues, these pests, these heavy earthquakes, these storms that Yahweh Bashim Shai is barraging this place with. Hey, reality is going to set in very soon, man, and you're going to deeply regret not seeking the Lord, man. Psalm 66 and 5, because, hey, you're about to be caught in the midst. Because, look, once again, this could be you. This could be you, man. This is an example of judgment from the Lord, man. If y'all seen that movie, what's it called, Final Destination, that's the type of stuff you're finna see, man. More and more as we progress later into these end days. Heavier storms, more earthquakes, as the scriptures go into, which we're about to get in a minute. Now let's get Psalm 66 and 5. Now it says, "Come and see the works of the Most High. He is terrible and is doing toward the children of men." Scary. Like you do not want to mess with the Lord. The Lord is cold. Come and see the works of the Most High. He is terrible and is doing to the children of men. Let's get the word terrible. Because this is a work of Yahweh Bashim Al Shai. And people still want to put, that push that image. God's all love, hugs, and kisses. Lord didn't do this, that was Satan that did that. Now, this is the work of the Heavenly Father, man. But now it says, especially Jake, be giving Esau, too much credit. As Esau even has, HARP, and there's different technology where he's able to manipulate and alter the weather, cause these different earthquakes. But that's still the work of Yahweh Bashim Al Shai. Either, putting the spirit on these devils to do it, give them the knowledge in order to create these things. Once again, that's the orchestration and the work of the Lord, man. As keeps going to how the Lord, basically made the waster to destroy, for paraphrasing. The Lord gave them the knowledge to these devils in order to create these thermonuclear missiles in order, for their own destruction, man, for their own demise. This is why you can't give these devils too much credit, man. Because now let's get finish off the word terrible. Now it says, dreadful, horrifying, horrible, fearful, frightful, shocking. Let's see. Monstrous, serious. So hey, there you go. That right there sums up, man. Your Lord right there, man. Come and see the works of the Most High. He is terrible in his doing to the children of men. Your Lord is also, Yahweh Bashim is a merciful power, but that's not to be taken lightly, man, because the Lord will tear you up once again. I mean, just look at those earthquakes that took place over there, man. Once again, the last time I went into it was over 3,600 deaths. Now it's up to 20,000, over 80,000 injured. Once again, if that does not make you fear Yahweh Bashim, there is a severe problem, man. And you need to get that checked, man. Isaiah 29:6. Or else the Lord's going to make you learn the hard way while you to fear him. Isaiah 29:6 now says, thou shalt be visited of Yahweh Bashim of hosts with thunder and with earthquake and great noise, with storm and tempest and the flame of devouring fire, which you have recently been seeing more and more storms are starting to impact this earth. Once again, I'd like to mention, a few of my lessons going to what happened last year. Like before, coming to the new year, you had that Arctic freeze, Arctic storm take place pretty much over Christmas. And coming to the new year, 2023, you had those storms that took place over there in California and then, a few others, man. As you've seen, many earthquakes are starting to become more frequent, especially of those high magnitudes. You see the damage that it caused, man. Once again, the Lord is visiting this place, man. He is once again preparing to destroy it, man. And you still have many people just continue to play around, especially you have IOIC, which, just touched on that point that the elder brother Matazakba, touched on. IOIC having a 90s party, so-called living it up, having fun. And the Yahweh Bashim Mashah is preparing to destroy this place, man. We're at some very serious times, man. A lot of our people are taking it lightly and are still disregarding these warnings, taking these things as a joke. And once you guys have been pushed to have to listen, you're going to learn the hard way to fear Yahweh Bashim Mashah, man. And once again, you not want to be on the receiving end of this judgment the Lord's finna bring. Isaiah 29:6 now says, thou shalt be visited of Yahweh Bashim Mashah hosts with thunder and with earthquake and great noise, with storm and tempest and the flame of devouring fire. Now, as add on to that, book of Ecclesiastes 39:28-31, because you've seen these different storms, these earthquakes. All these things are of Yahweh Bashim Mashah. We're just saying just to shut down that image that they are pushing of the Lord. These all hugs, loves, and kisses. The Lord loves everybody. The Lord didn't do that. Hey, you not know the Lord then. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fairy land store strokes. If I didn't say this yet, Ecclesiastes 39:28-31. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fairy land store strokes. And in time of destruction they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. Excuse me. Now it says fire and hell and famine, which we recently saw that fire that took place at that Buddhist temple, which I went into. The Lord set that place ablaze, man. Fire and hell and famine, seeing a famine brewing, especially with the famine of the word, and death. The Lord caused those deaths that you saw over there in Turkey and Syria. Over 20,000, man. That was the work, the judgment from Yahweh Bashim Mashah, man. That was the Lord's doing. And those of our people that want to continue to disregard these warnings, that don't want to seek Yahweh Bashim Mashah, that don't want to get in order, hey, the Lord has something for you, man. The Lord has something for you. And it ain't good. All these were created for vengeance. Verse 30. Teeth of wild beasts, and many animal attacks are starting to become more frequent, especially coming these last days, man. Going back to, I believe, Wisdom of Solomon. These newly created, if you're paraphrasing, coming out these last days. As in scorpions, serpents, and sword, punishing the wicked to destruction. Now it says they shall rejoice in his commandment, and they shall be ready upon earth when need is, and when their time is come, they shall not transgress his word. So it's going to fulfill and accomplish which the Lord sent out to do. Seeing all these different storms, and these earthquakes, The Lord's doing once again. Now this is Deuteronomy 32 and 39 to push the point even further. This is the work of the Lord. Now it says, see now that I, even I am He, and there is no God with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. So there you go, one more time. Just read the second part of the verse. Now it says, and I kill and I make alive, and I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. So showing us judgment is from Yahweh Ba'Shem El Shai once again. Isaiah 45 and 7. I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. So there you go. One more time. I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. So going to show these judgments that you are seeing, these heavy plagues, these pestilence, all these deaths. Once again, is the work of the Lord. Can't get any clearer than that, man. Now we got a few more scriptures and we'll shut down from there. Just a quick update as far as what happened, or what went on over there in Syria and Turkey. Because once again, they keep bringing it up. Last time I went to it was over 3,600, man. 3,600 deaths. Now it's up to 20,000, man. The Lord is not playing any games. And those that want to continue to take the Lord lightly, you're going to be able to come to you, man. Amos 3 and 6. Now it says, shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in the city, and the Lord had not done it? One thing, just to push the point even further, this is the work of the Lord, man. And once, as I mentioned earlier, you have too many people giving Esau Edom credit. Give Esau Edom all the credit, man. Say, it was Esau's heart machine. Esau did this. It was ultimately the Lord doing it, man. As I mentioned earlier, the Lord is the one that put the spirit on them to create these types of machines, technology, in order to do these things. In order to do what the Lord wants. Now this is Zephaniah 3 and 5. And it says, the just Yahweh Ba'Shem El Shai is in the midst thereof. He will not do iniquity. Every morning doeth he bring his judgment to light. So the Lord's judgment is brought to light every single day. He faileth not, but the unjust knoweth no shame. They're kind of flying through these, but got three more. Ezekiel 21 and 9, as the Son of Man, prophesy and say, thus saith the Lord, say a sword is sharpened and also furbished. Once again, Yahweh Ba'Shem El Shai is preparing to destroy this place, man. As you are seeing these birth pains. Going to 2nd Ezra, I believe, I think the 16th chapter and 30th verse, going to those birth pains that we would see. And those pains are only going to increase more and more as we progress later into these end days, as we're getting closer and closer to our Lord's return, our deliverance. So we're seeing things starting to happen more frequently, especially more heavier, man. A lot more heavy earthquakes. That was a 7.7, man. And look at the damage that caused, man, that the Lord sent into Turkey and Syria, man. Ezekiel 21 and 9. Now this is not even a fraction of the Lord's power, man. Ezekiel 21 and 9. Son of man, prophesy and say, thus saith the Lord. And thus saith the Lord, say, a sword is sharpened and also furbished. It is sharpened to make a sore slaughter. It is furbished that it may glitter. Should we then make it mirth? It contemneth. It's like I'm struggling with that word. The rod of my son as a retreat. But Yahweh Ba'Shem El Shai once again is preparing to destroy this place. As scriptures also touch on in Psalm 17:13, how he's going to be swinging that sword, which is going to be using Esau to destroy a lot of our people. And sure, Esau, you may have used harp technology, whatever the case may be. It was still of Yahweh Ba'Shem El Shai that caused all that destruction, that mass judgment that you saw. That was of the Lord, man. And once again, those of our people that don't want to take heed, that don't want to repent, the Lord has a sharp sword coming towards you. Psalm 17:13. And that's death. Arise, O Yahweh Ba'Shem El Shai, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked. Going to Malachi, I believe 1 and 4. Going to Esau, Edom, being the border of wickedness, so showing who he's speaking of. Cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. And Yahweh Ba'Shem El Shai is going to be swinging that sword, especially on a lot of our people. And especially just dealing with these judgments that the Lord has been consistently and more frequently bringing out, man. Proverbs 9:10. Now it says the fear of Yahweh B'Shem Shai is the beginning of wisdom, as I kind of roughly touched on near the beginning of the lesson. And we are to fear the Lord, man. If you don't, you're going to learn the hard way. And hey, you do not want that, man, because there ain't going to be no slap on the wrist. The fear of Yahweh B'Shem Shai is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the holy is understanding. See what the NLT has to say. Now, the fear of the Lord is the foundation of wisdom. Knowledge of the Holy One results in good judgment. Because we fear the Lord, man. We know to keep in check, to do right by the Lord, to do everything that we're commanded of, to the best of our ability. Isaiah 55:6. Now, let's close up with this. Seek ye Yahweh B'Shem Shai while he be found, call ye upon him while he is near. So seek the Lord, man. That's why Scripture also touched on. How many of our people that's going to try to call upon the Lord in the last days, but it's going to be too late because they didn't seek the Lord. They continue to disregard and smack away the hand that Yahweh B'Shem Shai extend out unto them, and continue to take these things as a joke and as a game. And reality is going to set in, and a lot of you are deeply, deeply going to regret not seeking the Lord, not listen to the warnings that the prophets have been giving you through the Spirit and power of Yahweh B'Shem Shai. Verse 7, let the wicked forsake his way, and the righteous man his thoughts, and let him return to the Lord. He will have mercy upon him, and to our God, for he will abundantly pardon. What's in Yahweh B'Shem Shai is a merciful power, but that's not to be taken lightly, man, because the Lord will tear you up. As you just saw, once again, go back to the article, over 20,000 deaths, man. That's just a small example of what the Lord's going to do to this place, man. And as we get closer and closer to Allah's return, those birth pains are only going to increase as the scriptures touch in or go into, man. But Lord, it was an edifying lesson. It's like if it was kind of dragged out a little bit. I wanted to keep it short, but mainly want to touch on the terror of Yahweh B'Shem Shai. Why we are to fear the Lord, man. Because the Lord is not playing any games, man. You're seeing more and more judgments. You're seeing heavier plagues and pestilence. These things are only increasing and getting worse, as Scripture touch on in Matthew 24:8. How all these are the beginning of sorrows. When you go into the NLT version, basically the beginning of these birth pains, man. So you've seen nothing yet. This is an example, a small fraction of what the Lord's going to do to this place, man. So, hey, those that don't repent, take heed. Hey, this could have been you. Now, I do want to give all praises, all honor and glory to Yahweh B'Shem Shai, B'Shem Kakadash, double honor to the apostles, and all the great millstone for teaching us his truth, peace and blessings. To the Hope Collective Israel and Shalom. See you next one, Lord willing.